Hey, what's up? It's your old pal, Mr. Cook, and we're making our way through the Chapter 15 test review. Got through the first 7 problems. Now we're on problem number 8. And then looks like I need like one more video to go through the other ones. And that's it. So let's do one video for number 8, and then we'll do like a video for the other ones. Okay. So which voting methods between plurality, the board account, plurality with elimination, or pairwise comparison violate the head-to-head criterion using the following election data? So head-to-head criterion, like the main thing is that you want to make sure that you know that head-to-head means that it is the pairwise comparison, okay? So this is pairwise comparison. So which of the voting methods violates it? Well, the pairwise comparison is never going to violate it because that's like, the comparison to it, pairwise comparison. But we got to check the other ones. And so our test is going to have like a reference sheet. And here's like what the reference sheet looks like. This should also be up on Canvas already. And you probably were given one in the like maybe during the quiz. But here's the head-to-head criterion. Let me just read it out to you real quick, just so we can kind of like talk about what it means, okay? So it says, if a candidate is favored when compared individually with every other candidate, that candidate should be declared the winner. So in the head-to-head criterion, it basically means that whoever wins pairwise, okay, it should be the same for, like that, whatever answer that you get there should be the same exact winner that you get with all the other ones. So that's the head-to-head criterion. So whoever wins pairwise should win it. If you go down this like table down here, summary of the voting methods and whether they satisfy the fairness criteria. If you look at the head-to-head one, when you do pairwise comparison, it always satisfies. And the reason why is because whoever wins the pairwise comparison method should be declared the winner. So basically what number 8 is asking us to do is just to compare whatever we get with the pairwise comparison with the other methods, plurality, board account, and plurality with elimination. And let's say that candidate P wins pairwise. And that means that we should also get candidate P for plurality. Candidate P is the winner for BORDA, and candidate P is the winner for plurality method as well. And let's see if that happens in problem number 8, okay? So our first thing is that we got to figure out what the pairwise comparison method results in, okay? So that's the first thing. All right, and it looks like we've got, it looks like we've got 4 options here, W and X and Y and Z. So let's start with the pairwise comparison. All right, because this should give us the candidate that's supposed to be declared the winner in each of these. So we have 4 options, W, X, Y, and Z. Oops, let me make that look more like an X. There we go. So let's do the same method that we did in the previous video to figure out all the pairs. So we start with W. So W is going to go against all of those. W versus X, W versus Y, W versus Z. Okay, good. Now let's go to X. So it's going to be X versus Y, X versus Z. Okay. There we go. And then Y is the last one. It's just Y versus Z for the last one. Okay, so this one takes a little bit of time. So, play this at double speed or whatever to kind of go through it. I'll just do the normal amount of time that I do here. So W versus X means that Y and Z are going to be eliminated. All right, so that means that W gets 86 votes, and that's it. And then X gets the rest of them. So 60, 58, 52, and 28. So 60, 58, 52, and 28. So I'll use my calculator in a little bit and go back and add those together. Let's just gather the info first and then start totaling them up. All right, the next one, it's going to be W versus Y. So that means that Z and X are eliminated. Okay, so let's see. W is the winner here. Y, W, Y. Okay, so let's see how many W gets. W gets 86. And then W gets 52. Looks like Y gets 60, 58, and 28. So 60, 58, 28. Okay, now let's do the next one. So that's going to be W versus Z. So that means that Y and X are eliminated. Let's see what happens there. So X and Y are gone, X and Y, X and Y, X and Y, X and Y. Okay, so W has 86, and then that's it. The rest go to Z. So Z has 60, Z has 58, Z has 52, and Z has 28. And I'll add those up later. But it looks like, that's going to be the one that has the most numbers on it. So I think that's going to be the winner for that one. Okay. And then now we have X versus Y. So W and Z are gone. Okay. So the winners here are Y, Y, X, X, X. So the two Y's are going to be 86 and 60. And the X's are going to be 58, 52, and 28. All right, and then we have two more to kind of go through for the pairwise comparison. So for X and Z, W and Y get eliminated. Okay, so the winners are Z, X, Z, X, and X. So the X's get 60, 52, and 28. And then the Z's get the rest of them, so 86 and 58. All right, now for the last one, Y versus Z. So in Y versus Z, that means X and W are gone. So the winners are going to be Y, Y, Z, Z, Z. So Y gets 86 and 60, and Z gets the rest of them. So 58, 52, and 28. Okay, so let's add these totals up on our calculators. This one is just 86. This one's going to be way more than 86. So 60 and 52 and 58 and 28. So 198. All right, 86 and 52. That's 138. Then 60 and 58 and 28 gives you 146. That was just 86. And then this one's going to be 60 and 58 and 52 and 28, which is 198. And then that one's going to be 58 and 52 and 28, which is 138. And the other one is 146. 60 and 52 and 28 gives you 140. And the other one's going to be, 86 and 58, 144. And let's see, 86 and 60, that's 146. And then the last one is 138. Okay, so let's see who wins the pairwise comparison in each of these. All right, so let's see here. For pairwise, our candidates are W, X, Y, and Z. Let's see how many points they get. So the winner for the first matchup between X and W is X with 198, so X gets a point. The winner between W and Y is going to be Y, so 1 point there. Between W and Z, Z wins that one. Between X and Y, Y gets the win. Between X and Z, Z gets the win. And between Y and Z, Y gets the win. So that means that Y is the winner for pairwise. So we're comparing all of these results, plurality, Borda, and plurality with elimination, to the pairwise competition. So in pairwise competition, Y is the winner. Okay, so we got to see if any of the other ones have that same exact result, that Y is the winner. All right, so we just did pairwise. Now let's go ahead and do our next one, which will be just, the simple plurality one. We got the tough one out of the way. The pairwise competition takes a long time if you've got 4 options. If you've got 3, it's a lot faster. But we just happen to have some bad luck there. So now let's do the next one, plurality. Plurality is going to be really quick. So it's just who has the, plurality, not plurality. There we go. So it's just going to be who has the most first place votes. So it's going to be between W, X, Y, and Z for head-to-head. All right, so for W, it looks like W has 86 total. And then X is next. X has these two, so that'd be 70, 80. And then Y has 60. And Z has 58. All right, so who's the winner on this one? It looks like it's W. W is the winner. So is W the exact same thing as Y? Of course not. So that means that plurality violates this head-to-head criterion, okay? So the ones that violate versus the ones that don't violate. So violate the criterion, plurality is one of them. Okay, so not violate. Let's do another one. So not violate. Violate. All right, so plurality so far is bad. So that one doesn't do it. All right, let's go to the next one, the board account. So for board account, we do, the point totals. So W, X, Y, and Z. And then let's do the totals for each of these. So it starts at fourth place, which is 1 point. Third place, which is 2. Second place, which is 33 points. And first place, which is 4 points. So let's do these totals. So let's see your first place, which we get 4 points, 3 points, 2 points for third, and 1 point for fourth. All right, so for W, let's circle all the W's, and let's see how many first place, second place, third place, and fourth place votes again. So W's here, 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 and here. Okay, so it looks like first place votes, W gets 86 of them. Second place votes, there aren't any at all. Third place votes, looks like just 52. And then fourth place votes, it looks like it's 60, 58, and 28. So those three added together, that'd be, I'll just use my calculator for that. 60 and 58 and 28, 146. Okay, so let's add all those points together on our calculator. 4 times 86 plus 3 times 0 plus 2 times 52 plus 1 times 146. And that's 594 points total for W. Now let's check X. So 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, and 1 point. All right, let's see what we have for X. So let's go ahead and clear this out now and then circle the X's and see how many points that they get. Okay, so X, 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 X. So first place votes, looks like it goes to this many, 52 and 28, which is 80. All right, second place votes, looks like it's going to go here and here, so that's going to be 60 and 58. That's it. So 60 and 58 added together is 118. Then third place votes, nothing for X, so 0 there. Then fourth place votes, it's just this one, 86. So 86 is the only one there. All right, so let's go ahead and add these points together on our calculator. So 4 times 80 plus 3 times 118 plus 2 times 0 plus 1 times 86. So that's giving me a total of 760 points. All right, let's go to Y. So that's going to be 4 points for first, 3 points for second, 2 points for third, and 1 point for fourth place. Okay, so now let's go ahead and circle all the Y's. Okay, so Y, 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 Y. Okay, first place votes. Looks like we just have 60 total. Second place votes, just 86, the first number there. Third place votes, 58 and 28. If I add those together on my calculator, I get 86. And then last place votes, just 52. All right, so if I get those totals and add them together, 4 times 60 plus 3 times 86 plus 2 times 86 plus 1 times 52, I get 722. All right, and then I go to Z. So Z, first place votes, second place votes, third place votes, and fourth place votes. Let's see what we get for those. All right, Z. All right, circle all the Z's. Okay, so first place votes. Looks like it's just going to be 58. Second place votes, we go to, let's see, 52 and 28, which is 80. Third place votes, 86 and 60. That's 146. And then no last place votes, so 0. Okay, let's see what that total gives us. 58 times 4 plus 80 times 3 plus 146 times 2 plus 0 times 1. That's 764. Okay, so which one has the most points? It looks like Z. So Z is the winner for Borda, but that's not the same as Y. So that means that it violates the head-to-head matchup for this one as well. So Borda is not good. And then the last one that we need to do is the plurality with elimination. So remember that this one, you need to attain that majority vote. All right, so this sometimes takes a little bit of time with 4. We could have to do like multiple rounds of elimination. So let's see what happens. All right, so we start with our first round, which is just checking regular old plurality. And so with plurality, we just check first place votes. So W, X, Y, and Z. So W has 86. X had 80. And this is all from just looking at, first place votes. That's it. So 60 for Y. Z has 58. Okay. So that means that it looks like W is the winner, but with plurality with elimination, it needs to reach a majority. So let's see what majority is going to look like here. So what we do is we add up across the top. So all of these added together, 86 and 60 and 58 and 52 and 28. If I add them all together, I get 284. And if I divide that by 2, I get 142. So that means that I need more than 142 total votes. So, obviously the winner is 86. It's W, but do they match that thing where we need to get above 142? They do not. So that means that we need to go through elimination. Okay, so what do we eliminate? We eliminate the bottom one, the one that loses. So that means Z is eliminated. So if Z is eliminated, we just get rid of all the Z's here. That means that now, this is first, and first, okay? So now let's do another plurality check. Okay, so this is the second round of plurality, but without, that pesky Z in there, okay? So now we just have W, X, and Y. And let's see how many first place votes they have. So W has, it looks like it's just this one, 86 still. All right, and then X has first place votes here, here, and here. So if I add those up, 58 and 52 and 28, I get 138. And then Y is the last one. So Y gets this many first place votes, just 60 again. Okay, so that means that the winner in this case is X, but they, again, don't pass that threshold of 142 because they only have 138. So that means that we got to do one more round and we eliminate Y as well. So now Y is also eliminated. And we go on to our next round. So round 3 of plurality. All right, so we're getting rid of the Z and the Y now. And do it again. All right, so we're getting rid of Z and Y. So that means that this is first, and first. All right, so let's see here. We've got just X and W now. All right, let's see how many first place votes W has. Looks like just, again, 86. All right, let's count up all the X's now. So that'd be 60 and 58 and 52 and 28. So that's 198. So finally, 198 surpasses the threshold of 142. So that means that X is now the winner. But Just because we found out that X is the winner, does that mean that it is, going to be, it's going to work for head-to-head criterion? So head-to-head criterion, remember, matches the pairwise competition, which would be Y, but obviously X and Y aren't the same. So that means that plurality with elimination is also in violation of head-to-head in this case. So all three of them violate it because none of them have the same winner that pairwise competition has. Okay, so that's what head-to-head criterion means. So just know that one when you're getting ready for the test. Okay, well, if you understood that, great, cool. If you didn't, go find help from your college math teacher. I'm Mr. Cook. If you need my help, I'll be available before school and after school leading into the test. Just come by, get some help from me. I'm always willing to help. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.